Hello everyone, John Frausto with Topspin Tennis. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 magic moves on Federer's one-hand backhand attacking return. Enjoy the video. Alright, before I go into the 3 magic moves, I want you to understand what is Federer's intent on this shot. And it boils down to really 3 things. 1, he wants to take time and space away from his opponent. He's going to take this ball inside the baseline and look to absolutely take time and space away. 2, he wants to take the ball at the top of the bounce. That way he doesn't have to hit up and across it as much. He's going to hit through it a little bit more, which makes the stroke somewhat more simplified. And 3, he wants to gain that court position by staying up inside the baseline. A lot of times if he hits the ball properly and really hurts his opponent, he's probably going to receive a short ball, so movement to the next shot's not going to be as great. So that's really the intent with this shot. He's looking to take control of the point immediately and absolutely inflict as much damage as possible on his opponent. So let's go ahead and look at magic move number 1. Pretty straightforward here. The intent is to take time and space away, so that means he's going to actually get his weight going forward. So watch the weight go forward, and he's going to receive this ball inside the baseline. But notice that, so if you're returning serve and you're considerably behind the baseline, you're giving your opponent a lot more time and space to return your shot, right? Now you get more time as well, but it's a lot harder to inflict damage. By moving forward, getting a good split step, he's taking that time and space away from his opponent. So that's magic move number 1. Magic move number 2 is going to be the take back. And what I want you to watch here is notice as he gets his weight forward, gets a decent uniturn here, notice how his hand does not break this plane. So what I mean by his hand, his hitting hand, do you see that? So that shows you the brevity of the stroke. That hand will stay on the left side of his body here, or that plane, and never breaks it. So that's another thing you want to do. If you're going to move in and take this ball early, especially on a big serve, you've got to have brevity with that backswing. You don't want to take a huge cut at the ball, otherwise it's going to be a lot harder to find the ball and be consistent with this shot. One other thing I want you to watch is notice how he's in a semi-open stance on this backhand. So basically he's taking that split step. He's coiled with the shoulders, but the feet really haven't changed much. He's got that right foot in front of the left, but he's got like a semi-open stance here. So the feet really, the weight going forward, that momentum gives him the power, but the feet, notice how, and it's probably something he's really not thinking about. You know, when you got a ball coming in at 120, 110 miles an hour, he's not thinking about his feet. The thought process is, let's get the weight forward, let's shorten up this backswing, and I'm going to look to take the ball at the top of this bounce. So magic move number 2 is really keep those hands out in front. Feel as if they're in front. Notice too, when even with that hand staying, not breaking the plane, let's watch the hands again. Notice how that right hand doesn't break the plane. Look at how he's still able to get that racket to lag, kind of get set in the slot, and how he's showing the butt cap to the ball. So pretty interesting position. So even though the stroke's not huge, he's still able to get that racket to lag back, show that cap to the ball, and then go forward and attack. Magic move number 3 is going to be the leveling out of the stroke. So what I want you to watch here, it's pretty interesting. Notice how he takes the ball at the top of the bounce. So with the contact point, the goal is take it at the top, right? If he takes it at the top, then his swing path can be more level. Usually on a ground stroke from behind the baseline, he's going to have to brush up and across the ball and impart a little bit more spin. He's basically hitting a redirect here, utilizing the power, and notice how he levels out that swing path. Let's look at the contact point. Notice how he gets to the outside of the ball here. So basically what he's doing is he's going to take this ball cross court because he's getting to the outside of the ball. And look at the extension with the arm. And notice how his eyes, great reference point, are basically can see the ball from the back of the strings here. It's not something he's trying to do intentionally, but if you get good extension and you find that ball out in front, you should visually be able to see that ball through the back of the strings. He's not trying to do that. I mean, this ball's coming in very, very fast, but you can see when video is shot at 240 frames per second, there's a lot of details here. So this can be another concern. If you don't have the proper grip and you're not finding that ball out in front, let's say you're finding the contact point off maybe here, you're not going to have as much leverage on the shot. Notice how he's hitting with the bottom part of his strings. Watch the racket head after he hits. So here he goes to the ball. Notice how it kind of closes a little bit. That's another thing you're going to want to do. If you hit with the upper part of the strings, a lot of times the ball will sail. It'll sail on you here. But notice Federer, when he hits with the bottom half of the strings. That ensures that the face is going to stay closed. And then look at the trajectory of the ball coming off the strings. He's going to get decent net clearance on this. He's going to be able to get it over the net, but it's not going to sail on him or into the net. And then look at the finish. He's not really going up and across here. This is more of a level. I mean, it is low to high, but look at that racket head, how it finishes across his body here. So he is going to have a firmer grip on this to control that racket face. A little more firm than he would maybe on a heavy topspin backhand. And then look at that finish across his body. Look at how notice how he finishes off that back foot. And here's where that swing arm and the left foot finish opposite of each other. So it's a bilateral movement. The racket head finishes to the right of his body, and then that left foot goes back as well as his hitting. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're growing and we really appreciate your support. Make sure you hit that like button as well, that notification bell. Also, coaches, players, and parents, please share the video with others. Make sure this information is passed along. I think it's crucial, especially with people that are challenged on return of serves. You can learn a lot from the pros. Thank you so much. Have a great day.